As we live. Another All We Do Is Win Wednesday. And the thumbnail was winning. The thumbnail was winning. The podcast is winning. Everybody winning. It's a happy holiday season. And we got some good news for MAGA. We got some great news for Trump. It's another perfect timing podcast. Another All We Do Is Win Wednesday. Got my holiday sweater on. How's everybody out there doing? Right. I got my holiday sweater on. Yeah, man, this ain't an ugly sweater either, man. Man. Got my holiday sweater on. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Double tap, hit the like button. Remember to abide by our community guidelines. Welcome to the live chat and abide by our community guidelines. What's up, everybody, man? Come on in, man. You're going to get the goal going early, man. Celebrate, man. Everybody celebrate this morning, man. Celebrate, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Double tap at the like button, man. Everybody come on in, man. Remember to guard your God. Remember, welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It's so important. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. It's so important. Double tap at the like button. We live once again. All we do is win Wednesday. You know what it is. Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo blues. You know what it is, baby. Every day, all we do is win Wednesday. And we got some mega victories today. I said we got some mega victories today. We cheering, we clapping, we so excited, but we knew this was going to happen, man. See, everybody is pointing fingers, but today, man, what a great holiday, man. I mean, so many magnificent victories. We got the 28-point peace plan. We got peace in the Middle East. We got Zelensky caving, signing the peace deal. Russia designing the peace deal. Oh, man, we're going to have peace in the Ukraine. We got peace in Israel. I mean, come on, man. We got big, beautiful bill going into effect. It looked like the subsidies was going to run out. And now we get brand new news on this Wednesday morning. Breaking news. Breaking glass everywhere. People talk about this, but I really don't care. Put your MAGAs in the air. I said broken glass everywhere. People talk about MAGA, but we really don't care. Put your MAGAs in the air. Mega magnificent. All we do is win Wednesday. I mean, how much winning can we do? Can we win? I mean, we win on the weekends. While people was, Sleepy Joe would sleep every day, but people be sleep on the weekends. We win on the weekends. Saturday, I did a live stream, thousands, 50,000. Saturday, we did a live stream off the hook talking about Zelensky deadline. Trump gave Zelensky an ultimatum. People might say, oh, Trump, why did you give an ultimatum? Oh, Trump, that's not cool. Oh, Trump. But guess what happened when Trump gave Zelensky an ultimatum? The ultimatum was this: no more money, no more funding to Ukraine, no more money to the Ukraine. That was the ultimatum that Trump gave. No more money to the Ukraine. It was very easy. And he gave him a deadline, November 27th, Thanksgiving. Thank you. Can I get a thank you in the chat? He gave him a Thanksgiving deadline to give thanks. Let's give thanks. Can we give thanks? I like to thank Donald Trump. I like to thank Pam Bondi. I like to thank the MAGA Republicans and the Republican administration, the RNC. Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. We gonna give thanks this morning, man. We giving thanks this morning, man. Thank you. And we gonna say thank you to Fani Willis. We got a lot to say thank you to Fani Willis. This gonna be a great show because we've been covering Fani Willis since the beginning. We got how can I count the ways? Let me count. Let me count the way. Just think, imagine if Kamala Harris would have won. If Kamala Harris would have won, you would have had Fani Willis in the White House. You would have had Latia James in the White House. You would have had the know-nothing mayor of Washington, D.C. in the White House. Imagine Stacey Plaskett, who was on the phone with Jeffrey Epstein, would be in the White House. That's what you would have with your borders are. If you had the borders are, that's what you would have. Keep it going in the chat, man. Keep it going in the chat. Everybody, I need everybody as you come in, double tap, hit the like button. Fani Willis. Can we have a talk about Fani Willis? You know who Fani Willis is. Fulton County and the Donald Trump RICO. We're talking about today Fani Willis, lawfare, because lawfare is the topic of the day. I mean, if you go anywhere, you talk about in 36 felonies, Latia James. Why do you think we focus on Latia James? What is the focus on Latia James? You should know that name by now. What is the focus on James Comey? You should know that name by now. Why do we focus on these individuals, right? Why do we focus on these individuals? We focus on these individuals because of the lawfare that they executed against Trump. That's why the Comey case is so relevant. That's why you need to know the name of Latia James and the SDNY, because they turned a misdemeanor. And now we learn during the case when Michael Cohen went to jail, now we learn in the Stormy Daniels, the collusion about 2020 election, that case in New York got thrown out. But now we learn that Jeffrey Epstein, during this prosecution of Michael Cohen, when they went after Trump, now we learn in 2019. Did you know this? In 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was on a text message call during a live hearing. It cannot be made up. This is actual factual. We presented the evidence. Jeffrey Epstein, dead, felonious, horrible criminal of the century, was on a text call with your favorite Democrat, Stacey, from the Virgin Islands. Well, Jeffrey Epstein has a private island. Tell me why Jeffrey Epstein still had a private island after being convicted. Can one of you Democrats tell me? Because he was on the phone with the Democratic representative for the Virgin Islands. Did you ever even investigate? Double tap at the like button. Did anybody even investigate why Jeffrey Epstein happened to be friends with Stacey? This is the beautiful thing about facts when we get down to the nitty gritty. Did anybody ask, why was Jeffrey Epstein? So there's a couple questions. Why was Jeffrey Epstein on the phone with Stacey? And why would he get access to Stacey? And who is Stacey? Well, Stacey is your favorite person. She's a congresswoman. You saw her sitting next to Jasmine Crockett. Stacey Plaskett is a congresswoman who represents the Virgin Islands. And it just so happens that Jeffrey Epstein, this is in 2019. This is not 2008. Can we have a real talk this morning? This is not 2008. This is not Jeffrey Epstein in 1988 dancing with Trump. This is 2019 after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted. This is 2019 after Jeffrey Epstein was convicted. You have your favorite Democrats on the phone and receiving money. Now, Stacey took money from Jeffrey Epstein in her most recent campaign. Do you know the Democrats still have $32,000 of Jeffrey Epstein money? So when the Democrats were going after, when Latia James and SDNY, Fani Willis in Fulton County, when they were going after Donald Trump, when they were prosecuting Trump with 36 felonies and a RICO charge, what they used was this case and the lawyer in Stormy Daniels, right? And now they have Michael Cohen, Donald Trump's lawyer, on Capitol Hill. And they were prosecuting him. And Stacey Plaskett, representative of the Virgin Islands, where Jeffrey Epstein had a private island, even after being convicted. Anybody know how is an offender on a list convicted of the most heinous crimes ever access to a private island. Why would the Democrats, people like Stacey in 2019, people like Stacey Plastic, Democratic representative of the Virgin Islands, she didn't see a problem with Jeffrey Epstein having access to a private island. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with the Democrats having, this selective outrage. Can we get selective outrage in the chat? I just want to talk about it this morning, just a little bit. Selective outrage, because we're going to go down the line of these individuals, because you wanted Kamala Harris, right? Yeah, that's right. Double tap, hit the like button. Double tap, hit the like button. They wanted Kamala Harris. Did you guys know that Kamala Harris hosted Fani Willis in the White House? Did you guys know that? Did anybody know that Kamala Harris hosted Fani Willis in the White House? Yes, she did. So they designed this lawfare. So there was a RICO prosecution. They wanted to put Trump in jail for life. There was a RICO prosecution to put Trump in jail. The goal, there was an assassination attempt. Can we have a real talk this morning? Because this is why the Epstein files was such a sandbag in political theater. I said all along, what about Arctic Frost? What about James Comey's investigation? What about Barack Obama's investigation? Barack Obama investigated Trump. Barack Obama investigated Trump and his vice president. They subpoenaed Trump's cell phone. They subpoenaed Trump's in a secret FISA court. Did you guys forget about this? How many times they secretly investigated an American citizen just because they trained you to hate Trump so you don't give American citizens their rights. But this is very sick and perverse. The actual lawfare is very sick and perverse. What actually happened? There were secret investigations into Donald Trump. They subpoenaed the Trump cell phone. I bring this up just to remind you that if there was ever any connection to a Jeffrey Epstein, it would have came out. James Comey doing secret investigation. Arctic Frost, we had rogue FBI agents doing illegal investigation into the Trump administration, and they did not find anything. They tried to assassinate Trump 3 times. Fight in the chat right now. Fight in the chat right now. Double tap and hit the like button. You watching the most base MAGA podcast on YouTube right now. The most conservative, the best YouTube channel for political discourse and political debate. I need everybody to double tap, hit the like button, support the podcast. Let's fight the conservative fight. All my patriots, all my MAGA Republicans, double tap, hit the like button. Today is All We Do Is Win Wednesday. It is a MAGA victory. On Wednesdays, we celebrate. Get your Trump hands going. On Wednesday, we celebrate. Get your Trump hands going. Get the thumbs up right now. Today, we are celebrating. We are laying the foundation for a fabulous geopolitical conversation. Trump was facing multiple prosecutions. This is during his campaign. Both times when Trump ran for president, there were these illegal investigations. When Trump ran for president the first time, Barack Obama had an FBI probe into the Trump campaign on the campaign bus. This is where the Russia hoax and collusion all came from. It came from a Barack Obama administration that first investigated Trump when he was on the seat. Barack Obama was the first lawfare. Barack Obama had it out for Trump because he didn't like what Trump said about him in the Birthergate and whether or not Barack Obama was born in America. Does anybody remember politics? Does anybody remember politics? I remember politics. I remember politics very well. That is why I'm the host of the show. They investigated Trump during the first administration. Then you had Comey. Then you had multiple investigations on top of investigations, assassination attempts on top of assassination attempts. Now, in New York City, this is why the Latia James and James Comey Prosecutions are so relevant to MAGA and the Republican conservatives who have a good thinking head on their shoulders, because the Democrats have been lying and cheating and breaking the law to keep and maintain power. And they lie about who is a king and who is real royalty. Nancy Pelosi, $400 million. Secret investigations, Russia collusion. Russia collusion turns out to be a hoax. The Steele dossier turns out to be fake. But it had damaging effects to the American people with a president that they voted for and his inability to implement an administration. See, we voted for Trump. We voted for Trump. And when the Democrats lie and use lawfare to stumble and stifle the administration, they hurt the American people. It is non-democratic, but you have to pay attention because they told you they're trained Marxists. They told you they're using socialist tactics. Jasmine Crockett leaves. Jasmine Crockett no politician has ever done this. Politicians debate. You know what politicians did before? Politicians would filibuster. They would get up and they would speak for 72 hours. That's what a politician would do. That's real politics. Jasmine Crockett had been trained in a brand new Marxist socialist tactics. They wanted to shut down the government. Jasmine Crockett got on a plane and left Texas. And then this is not you got to understand how complex these democratic socialist Marxist tactics are and who's paying for it. Jasmine Crockett didn't just leave and abandon her job. She went to Democratic states ran by Democratic governors that was juxtaposed to the president. She got the Democratic governor of Chicago, Illinois, governor of Gavin Newsom, California, and governor of New York, all to make speeches. Gavin Newsom even created a special election. Democratic donors spent billions of dollars to create a political shitstorm to take away focus from the big, beautiful bill. And then you got played by Chuck Schumer when the big, beautiful bill went into effect November 1st. Jasmine Crockett, Gavin Newsom, governor of Illinois, all had you focus on 5 non-sequential seats. Why did the seats not matter? Why did I say it's a political game? Because the 5 seats did not affect the congressional math. How many people are subscribers here? Double tap and hit the like button. How many people watch my podcast? Because if you do, you understand the term congressional math. How many people are subscribers? How many people watch the podcast? How many people understand the term congressional math? Let's get into the numbers. I said the 5 seats are non-sequential. They did not matter. What is the congressional math in the House? Well, let's just start with the facts that the Senate is ran by the Republicans. The House is ran by the Republicans, and we have a Republican president. But we had a special election, and we had special distraction from the American people over these 5 seats. Democratic lawfare. The subject this morning is Democratic lawfare, and the Democrats losing. I said Trump news, Trump news, Trump news, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues, giving Democrats the boo-hoo-hoo blues. I said the Democrats lose. I said the Democrats lose. I said the Democrats lose. We talking about 36 felonies in New York. 36 felonies that came from a misdemeanor. See, the sad part is the intellect of the American people that don't understand the misdemeanor. See, it was only a misdemeanor. If Donald Trump did write a check, should I tell him everything, everybody? Because there's so many people that don't understand. Should I give them all the facts? Just the facts, just the MAGA facts. Just on Wednesday when we win, should we give them the facts? Should we give them the mega, magnificent facts? See, it was a misdemeanor. See, if Trump wrote a check to Michael Cohen, see, you don't even know the case. You don't even know the details. You know about Latia James, and Latia James lied on her mortgage application. Latia James said her father was her husband. Latia James said the house, she has multiple mortgages, multiple homes because the Democrats are millionaire elites. Can I get Democrat elite in the chat? Can I get Democrat elite in the chat? Can I get Gavin Newsom worth multi-millions? You're not a millionaire. Can I get Nancy Pelosi worth multi-millions? You're not a millionaire. Can I get Maxine Waters worth multi-millions? Can I get Adam Schiff worth multi-millions? Can I get Latia James worth millions of dollars with multiple houses lying on her mortgage application while you struggle, while you struggle, Latia James lies on her mortgage application. What are we celebrating today? We have a lot to be thankful for. Do you know MAGA is excited? Do you know MAGA has a lot to be thankful for? Trump just got the case dismissed, but I am very happy and excited to lay down a foundation about lawfare. Yeah, 36 felonies. Double tap at the like button. Double tap at the like button. Double tap. I'm doing it. This is how you do it, baby. This is it. All we do is win Wednesday. All we do is win Wednesday. That's all we do. All we do is win Wednesday. MAGA continues to win. We have peace in Israel. The hostages are back home. God bless America. We have a 21-point peace plan in Israel and Gaza. We have peace plan in the Ukraine and Russia before Christmas. Do you know how much of a badass Trump is? Do you know how badass Trump is? Trump gave an ultimatum. See, I understand why you're frustrated, because our president is a badass. Our president, when he first became president, he hosted Zelensky in the White House. I was so proud as a MAGA Republican when he hosted Zelensky in the White House, and he told Zelensky that you don't have a room to negotiate. Do you remember when he hosted? That was so beautiful. J.D. Vance was flanking him, and he told Zelensky, shut up, and you're going to do what America says. Who crafted the peace plan? America. Did you watch my show yesterday where I played for you all the leaders from Europe? And the leaders from Europe said that America is leading the peace plan. The people and the leaders from Europe, like President Macron, are upset that America crafted the peace plan with American ideals first, not Ukraine ideals first. But who is paying for the conflict? Who is paying for the conflict? See, all we do is win. Today is Wednesday, and we're celebrating another win. We got peace in Israel. We got the hostages home. Now we are having peace in the Ukraine. A lot of Democrats don't want a peace plan. They want Ukraine to go to World War III. No, we want peace. We want America first. No more money. No more. We hit our goal. We hit our goal, MAGA. Can we get MAGA in the chat? No more money to the Ukraine. No more money to the Ukraine. Trump gave Zelensky and Europe and NATO the biggest ultimatum of the year. Trump is the greatest president that you've ever seen. Your children will learn about it in school. How did Trump avoid World War III? He avoided World War III by giving Zelensky, NATO, and the Europeans an ultimatum to sign an American-crafted peace plan that puts American issues first, or no more money. How about Macron? You pay for the Ukraine war. How about Macron? You send your soldiers to the Ukraine front line. How about Macron? You should give the $300 billion. See, America has given $300 billion to the Ukrainian effort. So if the Europeans and the French want some different outcome, then it's all yours, baby, because America is washing our hands. We are America first. We are no longer going to police Europe. There is no Cold War. The Democrats lied. There is no Russia proliferation. The Democrats wanted to scare you about Russia proliferation. Biden and Kamala talked about a Cold War and Ukraine being part of NATO. The Ukraine will never be part of NATO. The Ukraine will never be part of NATO, and this is the facts. This morning, we are talking about a brand new MAGA victory. What is the MAGA victory for today? Georgia court dismisses Trump 2020 election case. Now, we started off teaching you about Latia James and the 36 felonies in New York. That case is gone. See, that case started from a misdemeanor. Why did I start with New York 36 felonies? I started with New York and 36 felonies so I could talk to you about Jeffrey Epstein. And Jeffrey Epstein on the phone with Stacey Plaskett during the Michael Cohen investigation. You know, the lawyer that Trump wrote the check to. But so many people talking in the chat don't know the details of these political lawfare cases. See, Trump was being prosecuted over a check. He wrote a check to Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen supposedly, allegedly, was supposed to pay Stormy Daniels. This was turned into 36 felonies. But initially, the writing of the check is only a misdemeanor. It's a paper crime. Never been prosecuted, just like they did Diddy. See, SDNY is the same prosecution that turned Diddy's misdemeanor into a RICO case, but they lost. They turned a misdemeanor against Trump into 36 felonies. See, Latia James and the SDNY argued to a judge that this misdemeanor, judge, will you allow me to argue? Everybody listening, I'm going to speak to the judge right now. My name is Latia James with my wig and my long fake hair. Judge, just allow me a moment to argue my case. Donald Trump is being charged with a misdemeanor. But if you allow the SDNY court to argue the fact that this misdemeanor was committed in the commission to collude, to try to steal the election, if you allow me, permit me the room to argue in front of the jury that this check was connected to Donald Trump's attempt to steal the election. And the judge said, I agree, 36 felonies. And then they gave the jury instructions where Donald Trump could be found guilty of 36 felonies without ever committing a crime because he never colluded to steal the election. See, what came out later is this is why the James Comey prosecution will come back. James Comey, don't relax. Latia James, don't relax. The prosecution is coming. The prosecution of James Comey and Latia James is coming because you need to understand how a misdemeanor became 36 felonies based on a lie and based on a text message from Jeffrey Epstein in 2019. Based on a text message from Jeffrey Epstein in 2019. Now, let's get to Georgia. Let's get to Georgia, Fulton County, Fani Willis, and RICO charges against Donald Trump. I just laid the foundation of real lawfare on behalf of the Democrats, not only going back to Arctic Frost, not only going back to the Steele dossier, not only going back to the Russian collusion and hoax. That's all lawfare. Those were all found to be false. Go to Snoops right now. Go to fact check right now. Steele dossier. Fact check right now. Russia collusion. Fact check right now. This is all lawfare. Now, let's get to Kamala Harris hosting Fani Willis in the White House. How many people knew Kamala Harris invited Fani Willis, District Attorney of Fulton County, who leads RICO charges against Donald Trump at the White House? See, this is what I want to celebrate today. This is what I want to celebrate because the fact of the matter is that Fani Willis, Fani Willis helped us out. Fani Willis helped us out. We want to say thank you to Fani Willis. Thank you to Fani Willis for sleeping with a married man. Can I get a thank you in the chat? Thank you, Fani Willis, for sleeping with the married man. Sometimes I feel like, thank you, Fani Willis, for sleeping with a married man. Thank you, Fani Willis, for being an adulterer. Thank you, Fani Willis, for having no character and no ethics. Can we get lack of character in the chat? Can I get lack of ethics in the chat? Do you guys understand that Fani Willis brought her married boyfriend to the White House? Can we have a real talk this morning? We're talking about lawfare. We're talking about MAGA victories. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Fani Willis had got invited to the White House just like Latia James and the SDNY was lawfare by Biden, told to go after Trump for those 36 felonies. They were trying to stop Trump from becoming president. This is why MAGA conservatives always knew there was no Jeffrey Epstein link. We were never shaking in our boots. I always knew Trump had no ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Not because I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, because I understand how sincere these people were about making sure Trump never became president again. They tried to assassinate our president 3 times. They had fake investigations to our president 3 times. Do you understand how badly they wanted Trump to not be president again? No one talks about this. No one talks about this. But I am having a great understanding this morning. I am having a great podcast this morning. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to get into it right now. Let's get into the story. Let's get into the story. Georgia court dismisses Trump 2020 election case. Peter Scandidis, acting district attorney, filed to drop the case. Come on now. They filed. Trump didn't make them. They filed. Come on now. District attorney filed to drop the case, citing years of delays from appeals. Trump re-election and partial hurdles like expired speedy trial rights. The case ain't even valid anymore. So they just said we're going to throw the case out. Not Trump, but the district attorney in Georgia. Come on. The 2023 indictment by Fani Willis. Do you hear what I said? Fani Willis, the 2023 indictment by Fani Willis accused Trump and others of conspiracy tied to a call asking officials to find votes. But Willis was removed from the conspiracy to find, but Willis was removed last year over a relationship conflict. This closes the last state criminal case against Trump. Celebrate in the chat, MAGA. Go crazy in the chat right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you support Trump. Put a 1 in the chat right now if you support Trump. Go crazy in the chat right now. I'm going to read that again. Oh, MAGA, go crazy. Like, share, subscribe. Share this video. And don't care about the trolls right now. I don't care if you don't like the trolls. Support the video right now. Double tap, hit the like, share, subscribe. Don't let the trolls disagree. Don't let the trolls push you out. Don't let the trolls scare you to be supportive of Trump right now. Listen, we on the road. We winning. This case closes the last state criminal case against Trump, with 4 defendants having pleaded this year. Do you understand everything I mentioned to you this morning? Everything I put down this morning, I laid a foundation this morning. Every case, all the lawfare has been the 36 felonies in New York. Everything has been thrown out. Everything has... Double tap it. Whoa, MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. Oh, man, all we do is win Wednesday. We got peace in Israel, peace in the Ukraine, and Trump. Every single case against Trump has been thrown out. Do I need to do some math this morning? Can I do some math? I'm going to show some video. Can I do some math? You know why this is such a celebration? Because it's only 10 months into a 4-year term. It's only 10 months into... Trump got 4 more years. Can I get 4 more years? Can I get 4 more years? Can I get 4 more years? Can I get 4 more years in the chat? 4 more years. Trump got 4 more years, but nothing is hanging over his head anymore. Hey, that MAGA. Hey, that MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. 4 more years, and Trump, all of his cases are gone. It's like he fresh out of jail, and he can go do whatever. Trump has a clear docket. No more 36. If you in the barbershop, if you like to debate, you remind everybody today, Trump is free and clear of all charges. Woo, that MAGA. Can't nobody stop us. Can't nobody stop us. Don't let the trolls scare you to support your president. Don't let the trolls scare you to support your president. You double tap and hit the like button. You double tap and hit the like button. You let everybody know you support America. You double tap and hit the like button right now. You subscribe. Somebody give me a super chat. Somebody hit the damn super chat. Support the channel right now. Show them how we support MAGA right now. Double tap, hit the like button, hit the super chat. We are not giving up. Every day, MAGA wins. Every day, MAGA wins. Double tap, hit the like button. Remind them in the chat, everybody. Remind them in the chat, everybody. Remind them in the chat, everybody. Remind them who we are.
News just into CNN, a Georgia prosecutor officially dropped the historic racketeering case against President Trump and others for attempting to overturn.
Did you hear it? Let's play it again from the top.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We are following breaking news just into CNN. A Georgia prosecutor officially dropped the historic racketeering case.
Fair use, fair use. Georgia prosecutor dropped
against President Trump and others for attempting to overturn the 2020 presidential election. I want to go right to CNN's Kara Scannell. What are you learning, Kara?
Good morning, Pam. Yeah, this new filing in from the prosecutor who had taken the place to look into the Fulton County investigation of Donald Trump and others has filed a motion with the court saying that they are not going to move forward with the case. They're dropping the charges. What he filed what's known as a nolle pros, and that means that in theory, because if the statute of limitations hasn't run out, a case could be refiled. But he attached to his filing about a 20-page statement explaining his rationales for why he did not think that they should move forward with this case. You'll remember this was the case that began with Donald Trump making a call to the Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, urging him to find the votes. And then District Attorney Fani Willis brought this historic investigation and filed those racketeering charges against Donald Trump and dozens of others for interfering with the 2020 election. She was then disqualified from the case because of an undisclosed romantic relationship with another prosecutor. And that is how this case now fell into the hands earlier this month of a prosecutor who was assigned the job of trying to find someone to take on this case. He said that he couldn't because there were too many conflicts and he took it on himself. Now we're seeing the results of that, and that is that he is saying that they are not going to move forward with this case. And he summarized it in part by saying that he made this decision by examining the case file, examining what the jury had been presented, and also considerations of the law. He says that, contesting an election is not unlawful, but and that is part of the reasons for why he decided not to move forward with the charges at this point. But again, this is a nolle pros filing, meaning that they're dropping the case right now. In theory, it could be revived if the statute of limitations doesn't run out. But of course, Donald Trump is still in office for another 3 years. Pam, this is the last of the criminal prosecutions that have been hanging over Donald Trump as he entered the White House. The only conviction that he faced out of the 4 indictments was the one in New York for the hush money payments, and that one he is appealing. Pam?
All right.
So Donald Trump case dismissed in Georgia. Did you hear it? A lot of people didn't like what I said it, but she said it. All of the cases against Trump have been dismissed. Breaking Fani Willis election interference case against Trump. So when they said Fani Willis was removed from the case, what they didn't say is that Fani Willis was for a relationship, that Fani Willis was sleeping with a married man. That's what they didn't say. Fani Willis was sleeping with a married man. Let's go to the Superior Court filing. So we are very thankful. It's a Thanksgiving type of day today. Double tap at the like button. We're giving thanks. We're giving thanks to Fani Willis for having no character and no ethics. Thank you to Kamala Harris for being a dodo bird and enlisting Fani Willis and Latia James. You got the worst people to work for you. Latia James, who's stealing money via mortgage fraud. You got her to work for you. Horrible character, horrible ethics. Fani Willis, sleeping with a married man, paying him money. Fani Willis not only was sleeping with the married man, she paid him millions of dollars, and that's who you hire. That Kamala Harris, that's who you hired. This is why you're not president. Shout out to you, Big Daddy Beer Gaming in the building. Look, I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. We talking about this Trump lawfare. Let's go to the facts. Just the facts, Jack. This is the paperwork from Superior Court in Georgia. Let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read it. Order granting state motion for dismissal. Do you see that right there? This is from Georgia. Just in case people want to say it's not. Shout out to my Miss Perfect Timing for that $2 super chat. That's what I'm talking about. Get them super chats going. We already reached our goal. Let's get this going this morning. Order granting state's motion for dismissal. The state having moved for entry of no prosecution for all remaining defendants. The court grants the motion. This case has hereby dismissed in its entirety. The clerk of court, Honorable Alexander, is directed to update the docket accordingly. The case is dismissed entirely. You heard it here first. I'm not just playing video. I'm reading you the actual docket. Who else has the actual docket? The actual docket. We're not playing games this morning. We're not playing games. I ain't here to play no games, no. Freaky dicky, cause it ain't no thing. I ain't here to play no games, no. Freaky dicky, cause it ain't no thing. Come on, man. Fani Willis. Thank you, Fani Willis, for sleeping with a married man. Can everybody say thank you to Fani Willis? This is a Thanksgiving show. Fani Willis slept with a married man, paid him millions of dollars. How many people forgot that she paid him millions of dollars? She didn't just sleep with a married man. She paid him millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. She paid him millions of dollars. Yes, she did. She paid him millions of dollars, and everybody wants to avoid the truth of what's going on here. She paid him millions of dollars, and she took his mama on vacation. They went on vacation. Fani Willis paid for the vacation. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know they went on vacation and Fani Willis paid? Did you know that Fani Willis paid for his mama to go on vacation? And he had a whole wife. Do you know how this even came out? The wife in a divorce hearing told the court about the affair. Georgia judge dismissed the sprawling 2020 election interference case against Donald Trump, ending the final effort to prosecute the president for allegedly, listen to this, ending the final effort to prosecute the president for allegedly attempting to overturn his loss to Joe Biden. Do you understand? That's the same argument that Letitia James made in SDNY with those 36 felonies that began as a misdemeanor. Pay attention. Peter, who took over the case after the initial prosecutor was removed. Well, why was the prosecutor removed? Does anybody know why Fani Willis, DA, was disqualified from the Trump case? The Georgia Court of Appeals removed Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from the election subversion case against President-elect Donald Trump. Willis is expected to appeal, but she didn't. The ruling reverses the trial judge's decision to allow Willis to stay on the case. After it was revealed she had a romantic relationship with the prosecutor she hired, Willis brought sweeping charges against Trump and more than a dozen co-defendants last year for alleged scheme to turn over the Republican election loss in the state to Joe Biden. After carefully considering the trial court findings in its order, we conclude that it is erred by failing to disqualify Willis from her office. Wow. They failed. Did you hear this? After carefully considering the trial court's findings in its order, we conclude that it erred by failing to disqualify Fani Willis from her office, the three-judge panel wrote in their decision. The court decision does not dismiss the indictment, but that was back months ago. It is dismissed today. On Wednesday morning, Trump lawyer Steve Sadow praised the decision to end the political prosecution against the president. This dismissal concludes the last Trump 4 criminal cases. This concludes the last of Trump's 4 criminal cases. Only one which saw trial and resulted in conviction. That's the case from Letitia James and SDNY. That's being appealed right now. The Georgia State of Appeals removed Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from the case after it determined a romantic relationship with special prosecutor who was married. Special prosecutor who was married. Did you guys know that? What do I have on this guy in the divorce? Okay. At an evidentiary hearing, Mr. Wade, this is his name was Nathan Wade, Fani Willis' married boyfriend who she paid millions of dollars. Listen, at an evidentiary hearing, Mr. Wade's former divorce lawyer was asked about texts he had sent to another attorney, in which he said Mr. Wade and Miss Willis' relationship absolutely started before she hired him and that the pair were arrogant. Do you understand what took place? Fani Willis was sleeping with co-counsel before and after she hired him. That's enough. That's an ethical breach right there. That was completely unethical and unprofessional. But wait, it gets better. It gets better. It's not that she was sleeping and fucking co-counsel. It's not only that she was sleeping and fucking co-counsel. She hired and paid co-counsel millions of dollars. But wait, the man she was sleeping, fucking, and paying was a married man. Married man. He was a married man. Double tap at the like button. He was a married man. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up, bro. You can't make this shit up. Get mad. I know this is the thing. Listen, I want you to be mad at Fani. I want you to be mad at that big fat Fani. I need you to be mad at that big fat Fani. No. Be mad at that big fat Fani. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Go dance. Go dance with your bad ass. Why don't y'all go to TikTok? Make a TikTok. Go make me a TikTok. Everybody right now, go make me a TikTok. Because this is the platform for real knowledge. We don't do that fake shit on YouTube. This is the platform for real knowledge. Go make me a TikTok. Go make me a TikTok. Because everything is gone. Everything is gone. All four cases. Everything is gone. Can we get our Trump hands? It's a MAGA magnificent Wednesday. Oh, MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. Whoa, that MAGA. And I'm just getting started. We didn't talk about the Seditious Six. We ain't even talked about the Seditious Six. And they are some son of a bitch. We didn't talk about the Seditious Six. And they are a son of a bitch. Yeah, the FBI probe. I didn't get to the FBI probe because I'm having so much fun with Fat Fani. I'm having so much fun rubbing on that Fat Fani. Yeah, Fat Fani. She slept with a married man. The married man she hired was a lawyer. Both of them should no longer be on the law firm. Both of them should be kicked off the bar because a lawyer is trusted with the law. The lawyer has to be impartial. The lawyer has sworn a code of ethics and character. Now, beyond that, Fani Willis was not just a lawyer sworn to an ethical code. She was an elected official. Hello? Can I get a double tap? She was an elected official. She was the Attorney General of Fulton County. So not only was it would behoove her to not sleep with co-counsel because she's a lawyer, it goes against her code of ethics and character. But as an elected official, duly elected and sworn in by the citizens of Fulton County, she was sworn to uphold the Constitution and the laws of Georgia. So she further failed her office. That's why a three-judge panel, so Georgia Supreme Court panel said Fani Willis should have been removed because she did not only fail, she failed in every regard as a lawyer, as an attorney general, as a prosecutor, and as a person, as a woman. She slept with a married man. A judge dismissed the Georgia State criminal election fraud case against President Donald Trump and his co-defendants at the request of prosecutors. Peter Sedakis led prosecutors in the case, said the motion not pursuing the case any further would be the best served interest of justice and judiciary. Fani Willis, the decision comes after Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis was disqualified from the case. Look at that red dress. The case alleges Trump and several co-defendants participated in conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election results, replacing Georgia president electors with Trump supporters.
$120 per quarter for over-the-counter items. Medicare.
Just to give some more background. We got more background coming. Hold on.
Judge Scott McAfee ruling the indictors have some
Got more background coming. Hold on.
decisions to make after the wide-ranging election racketeering case against Donald Trump and his allies got a little smaller. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Russ Spencer in for Tom Hayes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. 6 of the 41 charges have been dismissed. Judge Scott McAfee ruling the indictment was not specific enough for defendants to know what they're accused of doing wrong. Fox 5 team reporter Randy Travis says it could be a short-term victory for the defense. Randy?
That's right, Courtney. Yeah, it's because the judge mentioned in his order that those 6 charges could be reindicted should prosecutors so choose. Those charges involve solicitation of violation of oath by a public officer. One of the examples in the indictment, when Donald Trump encouraged Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to find a specific number of votes so Trump could be declared the winner in Georgia. The judge agreed with defense attorneys those 6 charges are too broad. Specify which part of the Constitution Trump and company are accused of encouraging public officials to violate. Longtime former Gwinnett DA Danny Porter told me it's not a ruling that will torpedo the case itself.
As far as Donald Trump's concerned, I think it's a minor victory, and that's basically because it is a repairable defect.
What's the harm in just reindicting it all over again?
It starts all over again. The rulings that have been made are not necessarily binding on the new case.
Porter says the smarter move might be to prosecute the remaining counts and forget about the 6 charges that were dismissed. Trump still faces 10 counts. His former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, now only faces 1 count, the overall racketeering charge. The DA's office has not commented so far. Trump attorney Steve Sadow praised the ruling, saying in part, the entire prosecution of President Trump is political, constitutes election interference, and should be dismissed. But the judge did not go that far.
Yeah, and it's still up in the air whether Fani Willis will have a chance to prosecute this. The judge said he would rule on that this week, right?
Friday would be the 2-week deadline, Russ. So yes, either tomorrow or Friday, we should get a decision about that.
Yeah, a lot of developments coming out in this case all in the same week.
Yeah, well, that's after a long pause in any developments and arguing in court over Fani Willis. Now we're getting some results.
Yeah, all right. Be interesting to see what happens by the end of this week, Randy.
We will let you know.
All right, thanks.
Randy, time.
Oh, that MAGA. Oh, that MAGA. Oh, that MAGA. Trump winning again, man. All we do is win Wednesday, man. Case dismissed, man. Everybody in the chat. Case dismissed. Not guilty. You can't get me. I'm not guilty. Donald Trump, not guilty on all 4 cases. Not guilty. You can't get me. I'm not guilty. Come on, man. Double tap at the like button, man. Double tap at the like button. How y'all doing today, man? What a MAGA magnificent Wednesday, man. We having a great day, man. We having a great day, man. We having a great day. What we talking about, man? We talking about Fani Willis, man, getting kicked off the case for sleeping with married people, man. You know what I'm saying? Fani Willis getting kicked off.
Need to open the door to more home buyers?
Oh, my goodness.
Hyper target home buyers in your area down to the zip.
They want their money. They want their money. We talk about Fani Willis. Thank you, Fani Willis. Can we thank Fani Willis? That's all we want to do is thank Fani Willis for helping us get rid of this case. Because if it wasn't for Fani Willis and her fat Fanny and rubbing it all around town, you know what I'm saying, until it goes down, then we would still be dealing with this. But Fani Willis wanted to sleep around with a married man. Did you know Fani Willis slept with Syndicate? They keep talking about this relationship. They keep talking about this relationship, but the relationship was with a married man. See, Fani Willis is not going to re-prosecute nothing, because if she do, we're going to get her back in the news. Do y'all understand if Fani Willis was to bring this case again, she would be back in the news and back under scrutiny for her ethical faux pas?
News, the new prosecutor in Fulton County election interference case is dropping the charges against President Trump and other co-defendants. Chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky has these breaking details for us. So, Aaron, this prosecutor took over after the previous prosecutor, Fani Willis, was disqualified for accusations of misconduct. So why is this new prosecutor looking to drop this case now?
He says that never before and hopefully never again will our country face circumstances such as these, the effort to overturn the 2020 election results. But in a 23-page decision, Peter Skandalakis, who is the head of this nonpartisan independent group that took over the case from Fani Willis, says The case is now nearly 5 years removed from President Trump's infamous phone call with the Secretary of State in Georgia asking for extra votes so that he could win the state and therefore the election. He says 2 years have passed since the grand jury returned charges, and there's no realistic prospect that a sitting president will be compelled to appear in Georgia to stand trial on the allegations in the indictment. And so he concludes, he says in his professional judgment, that the citizens of Georgia are not served by pursuing this case in full for what he says could be another 5 to 10 years. So in the end, there is no prosecution of President Trump and others who were charged in Georgia. There were a handful of guilty pleas at the outset of this case. It appears those will stand, but others who were charged, Mark Meadows, for example, the former chief of staff to the president, they will no longer be charged. He's not questioning the merits of the case, though. Does that mean it could be revived in future? It doesn't appear like it's going to be revived. He says that there are compelling acts that were alleged, but he also does cast doubt on the main charge, which was racketeering. That was brought against people like Rudy Giuliani and Meadows and Trump and those who tried to serve as an alternate slate of electors in Georgia to cast votes for Donald Trump, even though the state went for Joe Biden. He said that may have been a bit too much in the case in particular of some of the defendants. So the case was on life support, as someone famously said about it, and this seems to kill it off. All right, Erica Tursky, thank you.
The case was on life support, and this killed it off. The case was I'm gonna sip some tea. This morning we giving out tea. Anybody like tea? Do the Democrats like tea? Let's have some tea. We're giving out some tea this morning. So, because a lot of people in the chat, I played that for the people who were saying that the case might get retried. It's not coming back. I told you it's not coming back. Don't get happy. Don't think something's going to happen that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? 5 to 10 years. No, Trump is not. We're free, baby. We're free. It's time to be the president. It is time to be the president. We are free and clear. It is time to be the president. And don't you love it? I love it. Don't you love it? We got one more. We got some more. We got some more. We got some more on Fani Willis. We got some more on Fani Willis. We got to get this Fani. We got to, you know, we love that Fani, man. You know, black men love that Fani.
Of hearing these idiots call my name as Fani in a way to attempt to humiliate me. Because like silly schoolboys, the name reminds them of a woman's rear.
That, all these local cases like Fani. It's spelled Fanny. It's spelled Fanny like your ass, right?
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Of hearing these idiots call my name as Fanny in a way to attempt to humiliate me. Because like silly schoolboys, the name reminds them of a woman's rear.
That, all these local cases like Fani. It's spelled Fanny. It's spelled Fanny like your ass, right?
Oh, that MAGA. Oh, that MAGA. Double tap, hit the like button. I told you it's all we do is Win Wednesday. Double tap, subscribe, hit the like, hit the super chat. I don't have enough likes. I don't have enough super chats. We having too much fun. We are having too much fun. This is too entertaining. This is too much information for us not to have more super chats and more likes. We need more super chats. We need more likes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All my patriots, all my MAGA, double tap, hit the like button. We need 100 likes. I ask a favor of you. Hit the like button and hit the super chat.
Know your station in life, right? and be okay with
Tired of hearing these idiots call my name as Fanny in a way to attempt to humiliate me. Because like silly schoolboys, the name reminds them of a woman's rear.
That, all these local cases like Fani. It's spelled Fanny. It's spelled Fanny like your ass, right?
oh my, how the mighty have fallen. It was an incredibly entertaining time. Remember, Fani Willis was taken.
Never gone to a cabinet with this.
No.
Chief Prosecutor.
Oh, God.
Ever.
So what this is right here, this is Nathan Wade. What we looking at is Nathan Wade. This is Nathan Wade, Fani Willis, boyfriend and married man. Let's take a look at the video. Let's have some fun, man. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. It's a holiday weekend. Let's be thankful. Let's be giving in the chat. Hit the super chat, donate to the channel, double tap, hit the like button. I need you to subscribe if you support President Trump. If you are entertained, I need you to subscribe. Take a look at Nathan Wade, the lover of Fani Willis. And thank you to Fani Willis and thank you to Nathan Wade.
All the time we've been together, thought our thing would last forever. Through thick and thin.
A cabin with Miss Willis, ever.
Prosecutors, so I'm going to play, this is a video of prosecutors asking Nathan Wade, have you ever had sex with or been in a relationship with Fani Willis ever? Ever. This is how unethical the Democrats are. She had to frame it in such a way because Fani Willis and Nathan Wade lied about their intimate relationship because they knew it was unethical. Pay attention. This is a hilarious video. Happy Thanksgiving.
Guy named Nathan Wade.
To a cabin with Miss Willis, ever.
Ever?
Never gone to a cabin with this.
No.
No.
One of the best. This is the best timeline. President Trump then roasting them.
Indicted by Fanny in Georgia. Fanny. How did that work out? And her lover, Nathan Wade. And they hired him for almost $1 million because of his great experience. Of course, he didn't have any experience. He had experience in something else. You know that.
I said she had sex with him and paid him $1 million. What did I say? I said she had sex with him and she paid him $1 million. Oh my God.
Getting worse by the hour. Let's break up. No.
Never gone to a cabin with this.
No.
One of the best. This is the best timeline. President Trump then roasting them.
Indicted by Fanny in Georgia. Fanny. How did that work out? And her lover, Nathan Wade. And they hired him for almost $1 million because of his great experience. Of course, he didn't have any experience. He had experience in something else. You know that.
Experience in something else. Well, they were taken off the case and they promised that they weren't a couple, but now here in the
Look at that. Nathan Wade swore and Fani Willis promised they weren't sleeping together. They weren't a couple. Here they are.
LA airport. You can see Fani, and Nathan Wade carrying her bags like a complete schlep.
America's favorite couple, Big Fani and Nathan Wade, back together. So they still together, ladies and gentlemen, and he's still married.
Sad. Miserable couple. Flomping through the airport in their pajamas. My, how the mighty have fallen. President Trump total and complete exoneration here, George.
Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Yes, President Trump completely exonerated. Let's see, I think it was one more.
Election interference case against President Trump, tossing every charge against him and several co-defendants brought by District Attorney Fani Willis. It is the same case that gave us this iconic 2023 mugshot of then candidate Donald Trump. Correspondent Christina Coleman has the details, and we know that mugshot lives in the White House now. Christina?
It sure does. You know, Pete Skandalakis, a newly appointed prosecutor on this case, killed all the charges against Trump and the other co-defendants. Skandalakis took over the Georgia election.
Kill all the charges against Trump. Can I get that in the chat? Kill all. You are live, baby. We are still live. We are still big drop of illegal charges from Fani. I like that. I meant to say Nathan Wade. Let's go, baby. 59, heads up, 7-Up. I'm making me a 7-Up cake. What y'all eat for Thanksgiving? Put in the chat. What's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving? What's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving? Put it. Let me know in the chat what's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving. We ain't done with this video. Yet. What's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving? Put it in the chat right now. I need to know what you like. The banana pudding. We ain't done yet. My boy said don't stop roasting them. I'm not done. We ain't even done yet. We didn't even get to the Seditious Six. You know what I'm saying? And the FBI probe. So what's your favorite food in the chat, man? Let's get this going. What's up to all my patriots? It's your boy, Perfect Timing Podcast, back with the blast, in and out with a dash. 2025 won't last, so we're going to get this done real fast. The most unapologetic, most base podcast on the internet. Today is Christmas in November. We having a celebration. Today is Christmas in November. We having a celebration. Double tap at the like button, hit the super chat, subscribe, enjoy the channel. The Georgia RICO case is gone. Fani Willis is humiliated, and 6 Democratic lawmakers who spent 4 years calling you an insurrectionist. Now the FBI is knocking on their door. Knock, knocking on heaven's door. We knocking on the Democrats' door. Everybody in the chat. Knocking on the Democrats' door. That's what we doing right now. Strap in because the receipts are going to get served. Ice, baby. Too cold. It's like ice, baby. Just go back home. Let's start with the absolute let's start with the demolition. Let's start with the demolition in Fulton County. Yesterday, Special Prosecutor Pete Skandalakis, who is now the prosecutor because Fani Willis got thrown out. The guy they appointed after Fani Willis got caught paying her secret boyfriend $700,000 of taxpayer money, files a no prosecute motion and kills the entire case with prejudice. Translation, Trump and every single co-defendant walk free forever. No appeal, no refiling, no nothing. You heard it here first. Breaking news. And just as a reminder, Trump already pardoned the fake electors 2 weeks ago. Trump already did a pardon 2 weeks ago. They ain't telling you that in the news. Trump already did a pardon 2 weeks ago. So the same people that left said we're trying to overthrow democracy are now federally pardoned, and this case is dead. That's checkmate, baby. 4D chess in the flesh. Happy Thanksgiving. Checkmate. Fani Willis went from I'm gonna get Trump to I can't even get a date without subpoenaing my own side chick receipts. Absolute clown show. Can I get clown show in the chat right now? Case dismissed. Absolute clown show. What we gonna talk about now is the FBI probe. FBI seeks interview with Democratic lawmakers over military video. Representative Chrissy Houlahan, Maggie Goodhander, Jason Crow, Chris Deluzio received FBI requests for interviews. Last week we talked about the Democrats who made a seditious video. Do we need to play the video? I don't know how many of you have seen the video, but last week we talked about the Democrats who made a seditious video asking U.S. servicemen to not follow orders, right? And then they went on TV last night to double down on their sedition. And Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the video. How many people have seen the video in question that's going to lead to this federal prosecution? Thank you for watching. This is Thanksgiving. This is a Thanksgiving Day show. I don't know how many people seen the video, but you're going to get to see it now.
Kelly, Representative Chris Deluzio.
Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander.
Representative Chrissy Houlahan.
Congressman Jason Crow. I was a captain in the United States Navy.
Former CIA officer.
Former Navy. Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Former intelligence officer.
Former Air Force.
We want to speak directly to members of the military
And the intelligence community.
who take risks each day to keep Americans safe.
We know you are under enormous stress and pressure right now.
Americans trust their military.
But that trust is at risk. This administration is pitting our uniformed military
And intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath.
To protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad, but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
We know this is hard and that it's a difficult time to be a public servant.
But whether you're serving in the CIA,
The Army or Navy,
The Air Force.
your vigilance is critical
and know that we have your back.
because now, more than ever,
The American people need you.
We need you to stand up for our laws,
our Constitution, and who we are as Americans. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
So I need to ask a question right now. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's seditious behavior. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is free speech. Put a 2 in the chat for free speech. Put a 1 in the chat for seditious behavior, and you believe they should be investigated. Right now, MAGA, right now, let me read to you what's going on. So that's the video. I don't know how many of you have seen the video. This is the #1 podcast. I agree. Number one. Let me get a 1 in the chat if you believe this is seditious behavior and these Democrats should be prosecuted. Put a 2 in the chat if you think this is free speech. Let me read to you what's going on, because that was last week. Now, Trump, after that video, Trump and Pete Hegseth said that they need to be investigated. Pete Hegseth, head of the Department of War. Can I get Department of War in the chat? Can I get Department of War? Can I get Heggy Baby in the chat? Heggy, I love Pete Hegseth. We call him Heggy Baby over here. Can I get hashtag Heggy Baby in the chat? Double tap at the like button. Pete Hegseth in the Department of War said he's going after these 6 Democrats. Donald Trump said we're going after these 6 Democrats. Today, breaking news, the FBI has now sent letters to all 6 of the Democrats in the video. Do you agree with the FBI investigation? Put a 1 in the chat. Breed said number 2. Department of War. Shout out to the Department of War. Shout out to Pete Hegseth. Pete Heggy Baby. Let's read it. FBI seeks interviews with Democratic lawmakers over military video. Now, you saw the video. I'm going to play another video from you from a military representative from West Point who said that the military is insulted because the military soldiers are sworn to uphold the Constitution, and military soldiers already know this. So they didn't need these Democrats who are not on the front line, who did not have to give up their paychecks during the shutdown. Can I have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real, is this thing on? Is this thing on? I said the military soldiers are upset at that video because while they were unpaid for 43 days, the Democrats, congressmen, the senators still got their paychecks, and the soldiers saying, we know that. The soldiers are upholding the Constitution. The soldiers say, we already know that. We don't need people who would not even give up their paychecks to tell me my job. Who in the chat likes when somebody who don't do your job tell you how to do your job? Who in the chat right now appreciates a brown noser trying to tell you how to do your job when they don't even do your job? How many people like it when somebody comes into your job while you at work and try to tell you how to do? How many people like when somebody come into your job and tell you how to do your job when they don't got the balls to do the job themselves? If you're not going to do the job, keep your mouth closed. See, the military is pissed off. Don't tell us how to be soldiers. I had to go without pay for 43 days. Don't tell us how to be soldiers. You wouldn't even give up your paycheck. FBI seeks interviews with Democrat lawmakers over military video. So last week they put out that video. Now they running scared. Did you know they running scared? Did you know they're running scared? Let's play some more video. That is pure stupidity. They are running scared. Today they are scared because the FBI is going to investigate. Today the Democrats, they should be scared. They should be scared, and MAGA is celebrating.
What is Elissa Slotkin saying?
She's not saying anything. That is pure stupidity because she got caught. That's what happened here, Maria. I don't remember her saying anything when Barack Obama was droning Americans overseas. There were American citizens who got caught up in drone strikes when Obama was droning over in the Middle East. He called himself the droner in chief. I don't remember her saying anything about this. This is why this is so dumb. They're trying to demonstrate that they are a bunch of tough guys, that they're standing up to President Trump. And every time they do one of these stunts, it makes them look even stupider. That's why the government was shut down for 40 days. Not over spending, not over some key policy item on Capitol Hill. It was a political stunt for Chuck Schumer to prove that he was a tough guy to stand up to Donald Trump. While the American people are rightly concerned about affordability, and a concern, by the way, brought to us by Democrat leadership under Joe Biden, Democrat votes from Elissa Slotkin and all those other people that are in those stupid videos talking about illegal orders. While the American people are thinking about affordability, the Democrats are only concerned with political stunts.
Well, I mean,
so it's important that the American people understand
this. Have been going on a decade. I mean, you know, we have gone through exhaustively the Russia collusion hoax, the impeachment, the Mar-a-Lago raid, the Hunter Biden laptop, you know, I mean, 2 impeachments, 90 plus indictments.
2 impeachments, 90 plus indictments, lawfare on top of lawfare on top of lawfare. And they're terrified. They're terrified this morning because they caught. They terrified this morning because they talked. They terrified this morning because they caught. Now let's go into the details. Representative Chrissy Houlahan, Maggie Goodhander, Jason Crow, and Chris Deluzio received FBI requests for interviews. All 6 of the Democrats in that interview, in that video, have now received FBI requests to speak to the FBI. Linked to a video they made with Senators Mark Kelly and Elissa Slotkin. All 6 draw from national security and military service, stressing oaths to the Constitution and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. President Trump called it seditious. Defense Secretary, Department of War, Pete Hegseth, labeled them Seditious Six. Can I get Seditious Six in the chat? Can I get Seditious Six in the chat? Can I get Seditious Six in the chat? Happy Thanksgiving, MAGA. What a great holiday weekend. And the Pentagon launched a review of Kelly. Wait a minute, I didn't know that. Breaking news, breaking news. I did not know that. How many people knew that? I said, listen to this. The Pentagon launched a review of Kelly. Kelly that used to be a NASA, he was in a spaceship. Remember, he said, I did all of this. I was in the war. I was in a spaceship. Now, not only is he being investigated by the FBI, but the Pentagon launched a review of Kelly. Did you understand? Did you hear what I said? That's breaking news. Double tap in the chat. Double tap, hit the like button, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Nobody else is giving you news like this. Nobody else is giving you breaking news. Breaking geopolitical news. Number 1 debate. Number 1 channel, Perfect Type of Podcast with the blast. Number 1 channel for geopolitical debate. No one else is giving you hot off the presses. Hot like fire. Hot like fire. The Pentagon launched a review of Kelly. The lawmakers reject the outrage and its intimidation. Oh, now we know why Kelly was sitting on the couch last night. Terrified.
So what is Elissa Slotkin saying?
Now we know why Kelly was sitting on the couch last night, terrified. I got to get to that video. Kelly was on the couch last night. Where was he at? Did y'all see it? He was on somebody's couch.
Seditious Six.
He was on somebody's couch. He was on somebody's couch talking about, I'm not going to back down. You're not going to back down? No, you're going to get locked down. Locked down. Lock him down.
Well, they should be held accountable under the law and under the Uniform Code of Military Justice for a seditious conspiracy against the United States of America. This is completely open and shut, straightforward. What is the motivation? Why would 6 members of Congress, selecting specifically for individuals with a CIA or military background, record a carefully written, carefully produced, slickly edited video messaging directly to members of our clandestine services and our armed forces, telling them to disobey orders from their superiors, telling them that they should individually determine whether an order is legal or illegal and defy it. Individuals who are exercising life and death power. The CIA engages in covert missions all over the world involving life and death decisions. The armed forces launches life-taking missions time and time again. They carry weapons. They control drones. They control missiles. They work on nuclear submarines. For what purpose would you ever deliver this message? As you said, it's to create a color revolution. It is the CIA playbook for trying to foment insurrection from within the military and within the CIA. Look, we saw after Charlie Kirk was assassinated, Jesse, members of the armed forces openly celebrating his murder. So think about that for a second. You have people in the armed forces, and it could be a tiny, tiny percentage, but who celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and then now they're getting a message from Kelly and from other members of Congress saying, defy your commanders. Rise up and defy your superiors. That kind of language will get people killed. It endangers our national security. It is dangerously radicalizing. And it has all of the evidence of willfulness and intent. And when they go on TV and they say, well, we can't name what order is illegal, that proves the point. It was never about the law. It was breaking down the chain of command. The Democrat Party is openly engaged every day in trying to tear down democracy, whether it be judges who are binding the president with unlawful orders, releasing violent criminals back onto the street, trying to cement and protect the illegal alien invasion of America, and now fomenting rebellion inside of the ranks of our armed forces and CIA.
Put a 1 in the chat if you agree that this Seditious Six will be prosecuted. Put a 1 in the chat right now if you agree that the video was seditious and all 6 of them deserve to be prosecuted. Do you understand? Put a 1 in the chat right now if you believe that they all should be prosecuted. Mark Kelly is being investigated by the Pentagon and the FBI. This is Mark Kelly right here. He is the one that was an astronaut and led the video. Let's see what he has to say in rebuttal to the investigation.
Rachel, I've had a missile blow up next to my airplane. I've been shot down, nearly shot down multiple times. I've flown a rocket ship into space 4 times, built by the lowest bidder. And my wife, Gabby Giffords, meeting with her constituents, shot in the head, 6 people killed around her. A horrific thing. She spent 6 months in the hospital. We know what political violence is, and we know what causes it too. You know, the statements that Donald Trump made is insightful, incites others. He's got millions of supporters. People listen to what he says more so than anybody else in the country. And he should be careful with his words. But I'm not going to be silenced here. Is it stressful? I've been stressed by, things more important than Donald Trump trying to intimidate me into shutting my mouth and not doing my job. He didn't like what I said. I'm going to show up for work every day, support the Constitution, do my job, hold this administration accountable, hold this president accountable when he is out of line. That's the responsibility of every U.S. senator and every member of Congress. He's not going to silence us.
What do you think? Put a 1 in the chat. Should he be prosecuted? He's now being investigated. Mark Kelly now being investigated by FBI and the Pentagon. Do you believe the video was seditious? Why did they need to tell the troops what to do? I don't believe that the troops needed to be reminded. What is the purpose? A lot of people in the chat said they're in the Army. There's nothing wrong with reminded. So tell me, like I said, you're at work. How many people appreciate this? A lot of people work hard. How many people would appreciate if you're at your job working hard and someone comes in who is not employed and not trained how to do your skilled labor? Let's have a real talk this morning. You're at work as a skilled laborer, and then some jerk off the street, some jabroni comes in and tries to tell you the regulations of how to do your job when they're not certified or trained to do the skilled labor that you're doing. Would you appreciate that? Because the people in the chat are saying they would appreciate some jabroni off the street telling you how to do your job that you do every day, that you have sworn to do to the best of your ability. You wouldn't feel insulted. They don't have any knowledge or training of how to do this specific job. You would not feel insulted with this jabroni telling you how to do your job, making a video, posting a video. How about if they made a video and put on social media telling you how to do your skilled labor? You're telling me you would be happy with this jabroni saying to you, and they got their paychecks. You just went through a shutdown where you didn't get paid for 43 days. Did you know the Congress still got their paychecks? They made a special law during the last administration that if they shut down the government, the soldiers don't get paid. The soldiers don't. They need to remind the soldiers. Why you need to remind the soldiers? Maybe because they're hungry. Maybe you need to remind the soldiers what they swore because they hungry, because you didn't pay them, because you didn't feed them. So that's why you remind them. That's why you made the video, because the soldiers are hungry, because you shut down the government for 43 days and they didn't get a paycheck, but the Congress got a paycheck. Jasmine Crockett got $1,000 weave. Jasmine Crockett got $1,000 weave and $1,000 makeup. The whole time the shutdown. I never seen Jasmine Crockett not have her hair done. I never seen Jasmine Crockett not have her nails done. The whole time the shutdown occurred. The whole time the shutdown occurred. I never seen her without her hair done. Not once.
Hey everybody, this is Buzz Patterson. I'm a retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel, retired Air Force pilot, combat veteran, and at one time I was the military aide to President Bill Clinton and carried the nuclear football and actually lived in the White House. So I've been around. I was actually during my military service deployed to 70 countries and fought in 3 wars. So I feel like I've got a dog in this hunt. I am very appalled at what the Seditious Six has done with their video. I think it's a violation of their oaths of office, and especially in the case of Senator Mark Kelly, I believe it's a violation of the UCMJ, and I hope that President Trump and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth hold them accountable. They are violating, and they're politically using their positions to undercut the command of President Donald J. Trump, and they're circumventing the chain of command. Congress and members of Senate are not in the chain of command. President Trump is, however, as our commander-in-chief. So I fully support going forward with whatever prosecutions are warranted and legitimate, and I think they are on these individuals. They use their positions, military and in the intelligence community, to expose, I think, and put at risk those of us who serve in uniform. I think that what's going to happen is because they violated the military chain of command, people are going to die. They undercut the underpinnings of the military, which is good order and faith and trust in their leadership. And in my estimation, what they did was treasonous and seditionist, and I hope they are prosecuted to the full extent. Again, my name is Buzz Patterson. I served in combat. I've served for 20 years, and I am outraged by what has happened by the Democrats, and I fear for what's going to happen to our young soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines if they choose to violate what is a legal order, which will ruin their lives and ruin their careers. Thank God, guys. God bless. See ya.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Put chat if you believe what they did was seditious. Let me explain. This is a serviceman of 20 years. Let me give you another example of what also happened. Recently, there was a mom and a daughter, and you saw ICE agents bust out the window of a car of a mother and a daughter. So you remember when Democrat leaders said push back against ICE? Do you remember when Chicago, when Gavin Newsom sat on the couch and then somebody shot at the ICE agents in Dallas and they said they wanted the ICE agents to be afraid? See, there are real ramifications to these words. See, the Democrats think they could throw a rock and hide their hand. See, Democrats like to throw a rock and hide their hand. See, Gavin Newsom wants to say push back. The governor and the mayor of Chicago say push back. But when someone gets hurt, the Democrats want to run and hide and point their finger at Trump. But you sat on the couch, Gavin Newsom, and told citizens to push back. The governor of Illinois, you told people to push back. The mayor of Chicago, you told people to push back. And then someone gets shot. So let me explain to you what happened in Charlotte, North Carolina. A mother and her daughter got arrested. Do you know what happened? ICE was doing their federally mandated job. They were raiding a house full of immigrants. A mother and a daughter who happened to be American citizens. Listen to this story. A mother and a daughter who happened to be American citizens honked the horn to warn the immigrants that a raid was coming from ICE. And guess what the federal agents did? The federal agents arrested the mother and daughter who impeded a federal investigation. See, this is what he is saying. I know a lot of people was upset, but you must listen and unpack, extrapolate the facts. See, what he is saying is if young men get misunderstand this video and don't follow lawful orders, they can be court-martial discharged or somebody could die. Do you understand? People get hurt. So people listen to these videos. Americans who watch TikTok all day, who don't have the intellect that we possess, watch these videos and a mom and a daughter honk the horn. They didn't realize that they had just broke a federal law. So do you guys understand that this mother and daughter will not be charged on a local level? This is not a misdemeanor crime. If you impede an ICE agents doing their job, you are stopping federal agents in the mission of doing a federally administered duty. That means you will be charged with a federal crime. The feds have a 90% conviction rate. Why would you get in the way of federal officers doing a federally mandated job and not understand that now you will be prosecuted on the federal level? Those ICE agents broke out her window. Though she's an American citizen, she's a woman. This is a woman and an American citizen. They broke out her window and put her and her daughter under arrest, and they charged them federally with a federal crime for impeding federal agents. That is the video Democrats should have made. That is the video Democrats should have made. The video Democrats should have made is educating the American public to support the federal agents, support the ICE agents. If there's immigrants next door, tell the ICE agents, be lawful, be honest, be upfront with the federal agents. Do not get in their way because you can be prosecuted on a federal level. That's the video the Democrats should have made. But instead, the video the Democrats made can possibly get someone hurt. The video the Democrats made could possibly get someone hurt. That's one military guy. That's one military guy. There's another military guy who made a video. Oh, TPUSA made something about it. TPUSA said something about it. This is the 5. This is the 5. Hold on. I know we got to hear. Hold on. Let's hear from the 5.
What they're doing here is they're trying to condition the country to prepare for something bad that's about to happen at the hand of Donald Trump. So I talked to 2 CIA officers who said that this is a part of a larger hoax, and what they're doing here is they're trying to condition the country to prepare for something bad that's about to happen at the hands of Donald Trump. It's straight out of the CIA playbook. It's a destabilization operation where you get people to mistrust each other. And you do this because she's an analyst. And as an analyst, she would make sure what propaganda operations were successful, which ones weren't. So she knows what works. So the first part of the video, you establish authority. I'm CIA, I'm military, you need to trust us. Second part of the video, they introduce the threat, and the threat's not foreign, the threat's domestic, the threat's Donald Trump. And then at the end, they introduce the solution. What's the solution? You resist, you say no, but they don't give an option. They say this is an obligation for you to do. Now, she is being run because she didn't come up with this herself. She's a Brennan acolyte, and you usually don't have congressmen and senators doing anything together. They kind of hate each other. So in order to organize this had to have had some sort of handler telling her what to do. And it was risky because nothing like this has ever been done in the history of the country. And you can even tell because the media was skeptical. and they couldn't answer the question. So they hadn't even been read in on the operation. You see them fumbling and stumbling. And I'm glad that the U.S. military is now investigating this guy, Kelly, because this is what we expect from Donald Trump 2.0. You can't have the deep state interfering with a duly elected presidency and get away with it. You got to draw the line in the sand, and you have to make examples out of people.
That was an excellent breakdown. The excellent breakdown of the three parts of the video. He said this is like a CIA operative, and the leader of the video used to be in the CIA. He said, and he broke down all three parts of the video, how this is causing the seed of confusion. This is all what I said earlier when I talked about Jasmine Crockett and the AOC and the squad. Is this is socialist Marxist tactics. I seen some people in the chat who was representing for Jasmine Crockett. I want to say thank you to you guys for even being here. You don't have to agree with me. A lot of people think you have to agree to me. I just be getting the trolls out. But it was some people up there who was talking about Jasmine Crockett being a lawyer and Jasmine Crockett needing to keep her hair done because she's a lawyer. And that's not staying on topic. I'm not going to kick you out. I should put you on timeout. My argument was Jasmine Crockett maintained $1,000 weave while we were on a 43-day shutdown and you were hungry. I don't get why you would defend someone who is actually getting paid. I argued that Jasmine Crockett should have forfeited her pay. And if Jasmine Crockett was so rich, why don't we see her giving out turkeys today? And why don't we see her giving out money during the 43 shutdown? And not just to anybody, how about the soldiers? Well, I saw Jasmine Crockett backstage with a trans dancer. During the shutdown, you can find a video of Jasmine Crockett at a cabaret. What is it called? What are they called? I don't even know what it's called. What are they called? But a transgender cabaret. She's backstage during the shutdown, having a party. That's the Democrats. The Democrats party. It's the Hunger Games. The Democrats party while you were hungry. So my point was Jasmine Crockett never missed a meal. Jasmine Crockett never missed $1,000 weave. Jasmine Crockett never missed any makeup, but she left her job. She was at a drag show. She was at a drag show during the shutdown, celebrating, having fun, partying. Now, do you guys remember during Labor Day weekend? This is so horrible about the Democrats and how they don't care about your death and destruction. Do you guys remember Chicago, Labor Day weekend? There was a protest. The mayor of Chicago was downtown partying on Labor Day. They were protesting Trump. And the mayor of Chicago got on the microphone, woo-hoo, woo-hoo. But what did we come to find out after that Monday, Labor Day? Well, there is two parts of Chicago. A lot of people don't understand that Chicago is separated. There is a south side of Chicago where the majority of the blacks, the gangs, and the crime reside. So the Democrat liberal millionaires don't live in South Chicago. They are living in the millionaires part of Chicago, which is very beautiful. There are very beautiful parts of Chicago where there is no crime. You can go to Oak Park. You can go to these beautiful areas of Chicago with $1 million homes. But the blacks and the gangs and the violence and the murder is in South Chicago. So the mayor of Chicago was having a party on Labor Day. But what did we learn about the stats on Chicago after Labor Day? That while Democrats were partying and protesting Trump, there were 9 murders. There were 71 shootings. So instead of protecting citizens, and it's so funny that you don't want to be protected. You don't expect or deserve, you don't want protection. Trump sends in the National Guard and federal agents to protect you from Trinidad de Agua, Venezuelan cartels, Southside Chicago gangs. You don't want the protection. While your mayor sings and dances downtown. At the same time, murders are occurring in South Chicago where you are down police officers. You are short police officers. You don't have enough police officers to protect you. And the Trump wants to send in the National Guard to help protect you from the gangs and the cartels. But then you say, Trump, no, I like the murder. I want 9 people to be murdered on a holiday weekend. And we want Democrat millionaires to pretend like they care while they party and drink wine. This is just the truth of the matter of the Democrats who say things, throw the rock and hide their hand. Oh, don't obey orders, push back against ICE. I hope the Democrats, people like Jasmine Crockett, pay for the lawyers for that mother and that daughter who were arrested for pushing back. I hope Jasmine Crockett and Gavin Newsom have a lawyer. Have a lawyer. Huh? I hope Jasmine Crockett and them have a lawyer for those poor people who get arrested for trying to interfere with a federal agent doing their job. You understand what I'm saying? Huh? You understand what I'm saying? Huh? Okay. Okay. We having a good podcast this morning. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. What else I got on this? FBI probe. I got that. Oh, Scott Jennings. That's my boy. I love Scott. Let's go to Scott. We got to go to Scott. Oh, I love Scott. Scott, that's my boy. Scott, I want to just tell you, my brother from another mother. Chicago was one of the worst mafia cities way back. You know, when I talk about Chicago, people don't want to understand why we needed help in Chicago. Chicago was not only corrupt with gangs, but we have one of the most corrupt police forces. Like, to get another corrupt police in politics, you got to go to New York. The only other more corrupt, look at New York, always got governor after governor after governor, police chief. The same thing with Chicago. Do you know the last Chicago police chief, that black guy who was police chief with Jesse Smollett? He didn't even get his retirement. He got kicked out the police force. Come on, y'all. Who know? I follow politics. Come on, y'all. I follow politics. Who follow politics? Who really know? Who cares about the people? A lot of people just like to troll. They don't follow politics. They don't care about these issues, brother. They really don't care about these issues, brother. Let me get Scrub Man up out of here. My bad, Bruce. Bruce, I see you lost your membership. You got to sign back up, man, so I can see you in the chat. I can see you in the chat. Chicago was one of the worst. Chicago is still corrupt. What's his name? What's the guy's name who was Barack Obama's chief of staff, and then he became mayor, and then he went after Jesse Smollett? Like, the worst police, the police chief during Jesse Smollett was a black man, an overweight black man. He couldn't even walk. He fell asleep in his car drunk. This is the Democrat for you. This is like Joe Biden. When we talk about Sleepy Joe, you got, who was Lori Lightfoot? Another, just a do nothing. Do y'all remember Lori Lightfoot, who used to be part of the corrupt Chicago PD? This is not no joke. This is not lies. These are not lies. You want to know why it's murder in Chicago. You want to know why the murder stays in South Chicago. You want to know why it's a gang culture, because Chicago is corrupt. You are very right, Anand. Going back to the mafia, and it's never been Chicago. Everyone knows Chicago is a corrupt city. It's corrupt politicians, corrupt aldermen. Why do you think Chicago produced Barack Obama? Do anybody want to have a real debate? Does anybody want to have a real debate? Does anybody want to have a real debate or a discussion, or you just want to troll? Why did Barack Obama, who did not even have a black mama, who did not have a birth certificate, why did he come from Chicago? Chicago. Remember, who was the pastor? Who was the black pastor? Remember Barack Obama? Do you remember the origin story of Barack Obama? It could only happen in Chicago. Barack Obama was not even a junior senator for 5 fucking minutes before he was president and ruined the whole fucking country. Barack Obama was not even junior senator for 5 minutes before he became the first black king of Wakanda and ruined the whole fucking world. Did you guys fucking know that? You didn't know that, did you? I'm not just taking this tangent for no reason. I'm gonna get back to my story, but the corruption in Chicago is ultra relevant to today's politics. This is not just sycophantic fantasy. This is relevant to the lawfare of the Democrats. When we talk about how certain individuals maintained, upheld, and came to power, he wasn't even junior senator for 5 minutes. But his vice president had been in politics for over 40 years. Do you guys remember somebody named Ronald Reagan, who was an actor like Zelensky, who had no real experience, and then he became president? But then his vice president had been in politics, including the head of the CIA, for over 30 years. And then Ronald Reagan got blamed for Iran-Contras and the CIA creating crack. But his vice president, Bush, was the only one who had the influence in the CIA, who had the relationships to pull off a covert secret war and the creation of crack cocaine. We never talk about this shit. Barack Obama was a politician for 5 minutes, but he was bookended by Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. Hillary Clinton of the Clinton Mafia and Biden of the Biden Mafia. Clinton of 30 years in office and Joe Biden of 40 years in office. Joe Biden helped the Clintons in 1993, but in 1993, Joe Biden had already been in office for 20 fucking years. Joe Biden had already been in office for 20 fucking years. So Barack Obama was a junior senator. Does anybody in the chat who wants to troll or debate me know what a junior senator is? What is a junior senator? I don't know, Perfect. I don't know what a junior senator is. He's just a junior senator. Does that mean he's the king of Wakanda? I like Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the king of Wakanda. Wakanda, your black mama. He was a junior senator. Does anybody know what a junior senator is? Do you know Barack Obama was damn near censured for not voting? Because not only was he only a junior senator, but he was campaigning. The little bit of time he spent in the Senate, he spent most of the time on the campaign trail. So he was never truly a senator. He never truly held office before becoming the president and being inaugurated as the first black king. From Chicago. From Chicago. What was Rahm Emanuel? Rahm Emanuel. And then his brother. Remember Rahm Emanuel's brother? We don't want to talk about democratic lawfare, do we? We don't want to talk about democratic lawfare, do we? We don't want to talk about Barack Obama, Rahm Emanuel, Chicago, the ACA, Obamacare, the Clinton Mafia, Clinton in Libya, Gaddafi, the Biden Mafia, Biden in the Ukraine, Zelensky. Can we have a real talk this morning? Can we have a real talk this morning? I don't think you want to have a real debate with me. I said the Hillary Clinton and Clinton Mafia. I said Clinton in Libya. I said Clinton in Libya. Clinton celebrated Gaddafi. Clinton celebrated Gaddafi. Now it's unstable. Libya is unstable. North Africa is unstable. But Hillary Clinton celebrated Gaddafi. That was Barack Obama's administration. Joe Biden, head of policy in the Ukraine. And now we're dealing with the Ukraine and Russia. I said Clinton in Libya, Joe Biden in the Ukraine under Barack Obama. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up. Thank you, Barack Obama. Thank you, Barack. Thank you, Rahm Emanuel. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, Chicago. Thank you, Rahm Emanuel, for the great Biden and Clinton bullshit. You guys didn't know that about Chicago, did you? You didn't know that about Chicago, did you? Let's get to my boy.
FBI is now seeking interviews with the Democratic lawmakers who said to the military, if there is an illegal order, don't follow it. Aren't folks in the military not supposed to follow illegal orders?
So this is an issue where obviously you're going to have two groups of people that see this completely differently. I mean, when I saw that video, I was outraged for the president because it's obvious what the Democrats were trying to do. They were trying to create a narrative that the president had, in fact, given illegal orders. Nobody's yet named an illegal order. All the people in the video went on TV and got asked, what are the illegal orders? None of them can name an illegal order. Elissa Slotkin, who's supposed to be the moderate and the smart person in that group, said, well, you know, we have this movie, A Few Good Men. I mean, it was so unserious, but the point was clear. They're trying to program their political party, half the country, into believing that the president has given an illegal order, which has not happened. And so he's outraged. Every Republican that I know is outraged. The legalities of this, the investigatory part of this, I'm less sure about. But I'll tell you this, it's not good to treat the military like pawns. These Democrats shut down the government 43 days and didn't pay them. And now they're out here using them in this illegal order video, which is obviously political. I think some people, you know, in our coalition are thinking They keep treating the military like pawns. It's very disrespectful to treat the military this way.
I agree. That's what I've been saying. I said the military did. This was my point for. Thank you for saying that. That's my boy right there. That was my point for bringing up Jasmine Crockett. My point for bringing up Jasmine Crockett, AOC at the Met Gala, was just what he said, that they used the military as pawns. And Jasmine Crockett kept her wig, kept her paycheck, kept her pockets fat, but they used the military. They used poor people as pawns. They let poor people starve. But the congressional math didn't change. Jasmine Crockett wanted to fight over 5 seats. They starved children, they ruined the holidays, and yet and still the congressional math says that the House is still being ran by the Republicans. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that the Democrats should be prosecuted. Put a 1 in the chat if you think the Seditious Six should be prosecuted. The next Seditious Six flip. Now, the part of this that has me grinning ear to ear. We're excited today. Thank you for that one. Put a 1 in the chat. It's all about, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's seditious. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's free speech. Some people might disagree with me. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's free speech. Double tap, hit the like button. We need it. Double tap, hit the like button. Hit the super chat. Hit the Cash App. $ Big D Rants. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We're talking about the Seditious Six. 6 Democrat lawmakers dropped a cringe video telling active duty troops and intel officers that, hey, don't follow illegal orders. Sounds innocent until you realize they're talking about Trump's orders before he even gives any. Mark Kelly, Elissa Slotkin, Jason Crow, Chrissy Houlahan, remember these names when it comes down to November 2026 and 2028. Jack Reed, Chris Deluzio, these are the Seditious Six. One more time, write these names down. Remember when it comes to 2026, because the Democrats thought they had it sold up for 2026. Then the Democrats do all this stupid shit. Write this down. I love it. I love it. I love it. Write this down. Congress people and senators. And this is the thing. It's like this. It's a trifecta of stupidity. Mark Kelly, Elissa Slotkin, Jason Crow, Chrissy Houlahan, Jack Reed, Chris Deluzio. These are the Seditious Six. And guess what? The FBI just opened up interviews on all 6 of them under Article 18 USC Section 2384, seditious conspiracy. 20-year standard death penalty in wartime. We're not declared war yet, but keep poking the bear, liberals. And the cherry on top, Ruben Galago admitted on live TV he got handed a script from an outside group. We think that Soros has something to do with it. The outside group ties straight to Soros-funded Win Without War and the National Lawyers Guild. The same people who defend Antifa. Did you guys know this? These are the people behind the seditious video. They wrote the script, these 6 clowns read it, and now the FBI is asking very politely. The FBI just wants to have a little conversation, that's all. So who exactly told you to tell the military to go to mutiny? That's all. Let's play a quick game called Remind Me When. Remind me when Adam Schiff said questioning the 2020 election was treason. Remember when Liz Cheney said January 6th was worse than 9/11. Remember when every Democrat said Trump was a threat to the very soul of democracy. Cool. Now the same people on video telling troops to ignore the commander-in-chief, and suddenly it's pretend and protected speech. Nah, sauce for the goose, baby. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy. Woo! MAGA Wednesday, a MAGA victory. So here we are, November 26, 2025. Georgia case buried. Fani Willis finished. 6 Democrats, seditious suspects, sweating bullets. Trump laughing and winning. Get your Trump hands going. Trump laughing and winning, about to drop the biggest I told you so in American history. If you're watching this and you still hate the guy, I don't know what to tell you, man. The receipts are undeniable. All I did today was present receipts on top of receipts. Double tap, hit the like button. All I do is give MAGA facts. All we do is drop MAGA facts. Drop a W. Drop a W in the comments right now if Trump just won this week. We got peace in the Ukraine. We got the cases dropped. We got the Seditious Six being investigated. Another MAGA magnificent victory. Drop a W in the chat, in the comments. If you think Trump won this week, smash the like button until the YouTube algorithm cries out, perfect timing podcast. I said, beat up the like button. I said, smash the like button until the YouTube algorithm hears that MAGA will not be stopped. And the perfect timing podcast is the #1 place for debate on YouTube. Smash that like button right now. Turn on the notification bell. We're going to drop another banger on tomorrow for the Seditious Six interview leaks. This is the perfect timing podcast where we call the shot before it happens. America first. See you on the next one. Let's go. Drop a 1 in the chat right now. Drop your W's. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in every day at 11 a.m. Perfect Timing Podcast. Top of the mid-morning from an OG perspective. I'm the OG. My name is Perfect. You have been watching the best live stream on YouTube. You have been watching the best live stream on YouTube. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the chat. And Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk passed away. I lost a lot of family members. So the holidays is a hard time. This is going to be the first holidays of the Kirk family without their dad. And it's not just that he passed away, but it's how he passed away. See, a lot of white people don't really deal with gunshots and when a family member is murdered by a gunshot. A lot of black people in the inner city, they are familiar with the pain of what happens when someone shoots a family member with a gun and they die. It's different than cancer. It's different than cancer. So the fact that Charlie Kirk's family is dealing with the fact that he is no longer here and that he was shot and murdered, it's compounded their pain. So I want to send out a prayer and a covering to the Kirk family. And I'm not a Democrat, so I don't care about Democrats who don't understand that you can love someone. They don't understand God, the Bible, and they think you have to be racial loyalty to political parties and your love has to be racially oriented. Forget those Democrats who don't understand what love is. I want to send out a love and a prayer covering over the Kirk family who is dealing with the loss of their father, brother, son, husband, and for people who know the pain of gunshots and gunshot deaths. I just want to say that, man. I just want to say that because, you know, I love Charlie Kirk. I love Candace Owens. God bless her and her family. And there's so many trolls and so many dumb things get said. In real life, there are people dealing with real life. In real life, there are people dealing with real life, not on the internet. So God bless Charlie Kirk and his family. That's the last thing I got. Have a great holiday. Have a great holiday. Have a great holiday. Have a great holiday. Have a great holiday.